Okay, Gabe, your watch has arrived, so I'm going to go ahead, or watch is, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and get you unboxed here and have a look at what we've got. So, which one goes first? Meeny, meeny, miny, this one. Okay, cool. There's some pushers. All right. Wow. I have this exact watch. Cool. Yeah, so this is a 6139 6005, and it's from 1973. Good year for a watch. Good year for lots of things. All right, so that's number one. I'm going to set this one down and get this one unboxed here out of its cocoon or bubble. Okay. Next up is a diver. Aha. Another cool watch. Go ahead and get that out. This is a 6309 7040 from 79. 79? 79. Indeed. All right. That's an early one. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Two very cool examples of Seiko in the 70s. Very nice. All right. So, yeah, let's stick with the chronograph first, and then we'll look at the diver. Okay. So let's see here. That's a little too close. All right. So. All right. So you got some pushers here. I'll take a look at those. See what you got. These might be replacements, perhaps. I'm not sure. Okay. So let's do some poking around here. You got a Resistex. This is basically the blue brother of the Pogue. On its, is this original? Yeah, this is an original tapered H-link. Very cool. It's a little bit, well, I don't know if I can do anything about that. Yeah, but still, clasp closes, does the things it's supposed to do. It's got some extra links, not bad. All right, watch itself looks fantastic. I want to check your reset. Yeah, so it does reset pretty well, back to 0. That's a nice original sweep second hand. It lost a little bit of paint on it at some point, but it's not bad. Your hand loom is pretty darn good. It's got that chalky sort of finish that these tend to get sometimes. But your dial is nice and clean. It's got a couple little tiny imperfections on the surface that I can see through the crystal here. Crystal's okay. Not sure what you want to do with that one. I think it looks pretty good. Some minor imperfections on it, but still not a bad crystal. Case has been polished a bit, so you can see there's some polishing here on the sides. It's been rebrushed a bit, but that's okay. It's a little smooth. These edges are usually a little bit sharper than this, but you know, it is a polished case, so that's something to keep in mind. January 73, 6005, Resistex. Yeah, very interesting. I'll be interested to see if this dial is for this case. I'm just trying to remember when the transition happened between the resist and the cleared off text. Something in my mind sticks about 73, but this could be a transitional piece. So we'll see once we get under. Your crown is not original, so this is a replacement. They're supposed to be slightly dimpled. This is from a different model. Does it allow for, yeah, you can still do the day and date, so that's okay. It's okay. It does have a gear and a spring, so everything is a little tight, so we can check the gaskets to make sure. Of course, we're going to replace all the gaskets. I think you sent correct pushers. These might be aftermarket. I have to take a look once we're inside, but that's okay. Overall, it's a very clean looking watch. It is running. That's always a plus. Always a big plus, in fact. Okay, well, we can try and get the case back off to see what kind of shape it's in. Let's take a look. You can always tell a watch that's been opened at some point. It's usually a little bit easier to get into. So this is an incorrect gasket for the back here. It's a little bit small. It should be a flat profile. This one's kind of maybe not doing quite of a job, but we're going to replace it anyway. I don't see a servicing mark. That's okay. All right, here we go. Looks okay. It's full of hair and debris. It's a little hazy. So usually these have a pretty high not a polish finish, but at least a sort of glossiness to them that if they've been serviced and if they haven't been too wet. What's nice is that your movement ring is pretty good. You have some pitting here on your case back, so that can lead to moisture issues. It doesn't look terrible, but certainly you've got pits, and so this is essentially a sealing surface is a machined surface, and it should be flat and not be pitted, because pits can allow for moisture to ingress into the watch. So that's something to really be careful about, even in the presence of atmospheric moisture. So certainly something we gotta think about. I've had some watches in the past that have had these sorts of pits, and moisture can get in, so it's not unheard of. But the movement's there and running, so that's good to see. And it is correct. It is a 6139B. We can put a little power in and see how we're doing. Let's check your arbor. Let's check that arbor port. Oh yeah, you got some movement here. Okay, well, let's crank it a little bit. Let's put a little bit of power in there. See how we're doing. I'm always a little nervous when it comes to these sorts of things when there's moisture involved. But you know, your loom and all that stuff, that looks pretty darn good. So I'm hopeful that moisture isn't the issue to be concerned about. Okay, let's let that get going. All right, give me 1 second. Well, I'm not sure if you know the history of the watch or if it was something you purchased. I haven't really gone back to look at our conversation, I'm sorry. But, you know, this watch is running great. Other than perhaps, just to go through it, I just think it's not perhaps worth servicing at the moment. That's the honest assessment at this point. It's running with great amplitude. This is with your chronograph running, which is a good state for it to be in. And it's holding good time. It's got great amplitude. I've left it sit here for a little while. It's a few minutes, maybe 10 or 15 minutes since we were in the last part of the movie here. But I would just wear this watch if you want. I mean, I can do whatever you need to if you want to change it in any way, but I think it's in good shape. I would just leave it alone if it were me. This is a good watch. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, Gabe. Well, this is watch number 2. So let's see. I went back and read our emails. So you purchased this from someone and they replaced some things. I'm sorry. You purchased this and you've said that they've replaced a few things. In fact, the pushers. Still, I would say leave the watch alone. Wear it. If it starts acting funky, other than perhaps the reset not being what you want it to be, which is perhaps something I can take care of, but now that I look at it, it isn't resetting exactly back, which may not be adjustable. I'm not sure. We'll see how. I'll take a closer look, but let's move on to the 6309 and have a look at that. So this is a 1979 6309. Looks really good. It's got a nice bezel. Insert's nice and clean. It's got a couple little spots on it, but this one has not been polished. It's got all of its original case lines. It's got some dings and some use. Nice Uncle Seiko. These are really good. I like these. He makes a really great rubber strap for these watches. All right, let's check out all the function here. Cosmetically, pretty good shape. You've got this yellowing of your resist text. You got a little bit of corrosion in your hands. We may be able to clean that up a little bit. I'm trying to think if that's actually in. Let me look and see where that is. Yeah, that's sort of where the loom has absorbed some moisture, and it's right here on the edge. We can probably take a little bit of that blackness out of the hand. The dial itself, the insert, the chapter ring, those all look really good. I wouldn't mess with those at all, of course. Let's just go through all the functions here. Just look at your day and date, turnover, of course. So there's the date, here's the day, Roman wheel. It's really neat. All right, let's do the quick. Yep, okay. So I'm seeing your hour hand move just a little bit. That's a bit disconcerting. That means this upper stack is a bit loose. So that usually means that your cannon pinion is not necessarily in the best shape, perhaps, but that your minute hand's not moving. It's the hour hand, and that's another wheel entirely that's connected to the cannon pinion, but it's not directly on the stack. So I'll take a close look at that and see as we make these sorts of time adjustments or date adjustments why the hour hand is moving a bit. Okay, so something to think about. Let's get that back down, screws down well. All right, let's see here. Let's see if we can get this case back off. No real tool marks, one little tool mark here. Good case back, nice and clean. All right, we can get this one off, no problem. Let's see, don't see any servicing marks. Let's see here. Oh, I see something interesting. Daltron Incorporated. I don't know who Daltron is, but that's certainly not Seiko. I'm not sure why that's in the back of your watch. It looks like it's been engraved. Huh, that's interesting. You know, this might have been a watch that was used as a diver's watch to provide to divers who were diving in a school or diving in a company. I'd be interested to know what Daltron is. But I've seen watches before that are, you know, handouts, basically rentals, that if you go on a diving school back in the 80s or whatever, you know, before sort of modern dive watches, they would hand you a Seiko and say, okay, here you go. You know, pay attention to the time. You'd set your bezel and go diving. That may be the case. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to see in a case back. All right, so let's get back in here. I want to check for any sorts of lubrication. Yeah, it looks like you have some under your cap jewel here. You got some moisture and things inside. A little bit of material here on top of this barrel. Got quite a bit of wobble. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see if she'll run well. I mean, you're already, you know, 1 for 2, so let's see if we can get 2 for 2. I may just be returning these back to you if they're good runners. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see. Be right back. Okay, well, this one is definitely in need of some love. So, not much in the way of signal. You know, I can't even get a rate out of this one. It doesn't even know these numbers are. This tells you the beat rate or the oh, it just lost it. Okay, yeah, this one is kind of past its prime. These numbers aren't right. Oh, well, okay. So it's having trouble even hearing the watch run. So certainly this one needs some attention. Okay, well, that's good that we're here doing that. Let's get back. Okay, Gabe. Well, 2 really cool watches. If I'm honest, I'd say leave this one alone. You know, there's nothing you can do more than this. I'm not sure about your secondhand sweep reset position. You know, is it worth it to dive in on a watch that is running so well? We can certainly do it. I mean, if you want me to do that, I'm happy to do it. I hope I can get it, you know, serviced to the point. The thing is that the way I look at it is that the watch has been serviced. Whether it's been serviced well, I don't know, but it runs great. And you know, this reset condition, I don't know. It could, you know, it's in the hammer and the heart somewhere. You know, it's pretty good. It could be that your hammer reset is a little, you know, it hasn't been lubricated, or the face of the hammer is a little bit off. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Boy, it really is resistant to turn. Well, that could be a number of different issues. The thing is, are you worried about it? I don't know. Do you want to be concerned about it? Maybe. But with a watch that runs this well, perhaps, well, I'm going to leave it up to you. You know, it's your watch. We'll do exactly what you want me to do. Would I service it? If it were mine, you know, I mean, I do this every day, so probably. If you want to spend the money to have it done, certainly I can do it, and that's fine. I'll dig right in. Does it need it? Maybe. Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other. You know, if you want to reset it close to 0, then you're going to get it pretty well aligned. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be a little variable on the reset condition. I mean, the default reset is a little bit off from 0 anyway. I can't do better than that. So I stopped it at 0, 12 o'clock, and hit the reset, and it jumped forward a little bit, which means to me that the hand is slightly misaligned and keyed. It's keyed to that you can't realign the hand, I guess, is the takeaway from that. And so that reset condition is about as good as you're ever going to get. The fact that it doesn't always reset back is a service, you know, concern. But again, I always say run the chronograph anyway. Use it as a sweep secondhand. We don't really need to time things with anything other than perhaps our iPhone. That's much more accurate. But if you really want to watch that resets to 0, you know, that's something that I'm never going to necessarily be able to make it completely vertical. So you can decide. You can tell me what you'd like. All right, I'm going to send you these. This one, certainly, we're going to get started on this. We got one other watch ready to go on the bench, and that will be done soon. And then this one will be up, and then you can tell me what you'd like to do on your 6139. All right, thank you, Gabe. I will be in touch. Thanks for watching.